As a Seventh-day Adventist girl, I thought I didn't have a testimony. But as I've grown up, I have found that everyone has a testimony, and this is mine. I grew up in the church. I've always been a Seventh-day Adventist. I know my Bible, and I pray to God occasionally. I'll be fine. I can go to heaven. I'm saved. I used to tell myself that all the time, but I realized that I was always missing something, a personal relationship with God. I had heard all the Bible stories, but I never really understood them. And as a result, I didn't really get that everybody needed Christ. When I was 11 years old, we moved from Connecticut to Texas. During that time, I was always too busy to take the few minutes every morning to spend time with God, and I grew farther and farther away from Him. I went through all the motions of being a Seventh-day Adventist, and I did what I thought looked good to others. But I never really meant it. I just did it because that's what I was used to doing. I had drifted far from God, and I didn't even realize it. And I don't think I wanted to either. Once I turned 13, I saw just how far from God I had become. I needed to spend more time with Him, so I started getting into the habit of every morning and every evening doing my devotionals and talking to God. But it was harder than I thought to spend that time with Him, and I always would have important things to do in the mornings, or I was too tired at night. Once I turned 14, I became determined to be baptized. I had wanted to get baptized at Gillette, but we had to leave before I was able to. Looking back on it now, I think that it was just a part of God's plan. It gave me more time to fully be ready to make that commitment. Once I came up out of the water, I knew that I was really a part of God's family now. I got baptized in the ocean. Of course, there was a thought about the waves and then they might be rough. But as soon as I was about to get baptized, the water became glass-like, and it was the perfect conditions for me to be able to be baptized. I like to think that God did that for me. When I was walking in the water to be baptized, I truly understood what I was promising to do and what I was saying and showing. I know that it will be a constant struggle every day to stay on the Lord's path, but I find that through it all, I can trust that God will help me if I just ask Him. And hopefully, one day, I can see Him in person in heaven.
Amen.